Hey guys, Kamina the Koach here. So I have a couple of minutes here in beautiful Yangon, Myanmar, before I go to work. So I thought I'd talk about the ability to stay healthy abroad. And particularly depending on where you are, it's a lot easier, I find, abroad. Now, I have seen some teachers' goals of going to places like Europe. So you're going to find a lot of the same situations that you find in the United States. People that end up in Europe. I know a sister who ended up in Australia. Um, and I know that so back in 2014 in Adamdale, a bottle of water was $6, a 12-ounce bottle of water. So, yeah, so not everywhere overseas, but we're talking about the places that are most frequented by teachers and contractors overseas. So, places like China, the Middle East, Southeast Asia, these countries, and is people do go to Spain. So it has been really difficult to go to the EU countries because they wanted people with EU passports. Things are swiftly changing in the world, so anyways, so we're not talking about Europe, we're not talking about Australia, we're not talking about traditional Western countries. Mostly talking about Asia, also South America, Mexico. So I can get a bottle depending on where I am. So Mexico, Southeast Asia, I can get a bottle of real honey, like bees still floating in it, for like $2 to $6. The same bottle of honey in the United States would somewhere around the neighborhood of $50. Um, and these aren't even, this isn't even pasteurized honey. This is straight out of the field. So, honey has a lot of minerals, a lot of healing properties, still has a lot of calories compared to sugar, but much better for you, easier to process than sugar. Um, you can get real turmeric for like 10 cents. And the markets in Mexico and Southeast Asia. So it's pretty amazing. I got at the market this weekend here in Myanmar, I got a palmetto about this size. So a palmetto is like a much sweeter grapefruit. I got a pomelo. I got a watermelon about this size. I got a sweet melon, which is similar to a honeydew, about this size. I got 2 lemons, a whole pineapple cut for me. So it was a fresh pineapple, but she cut it for me. And 4 avocados, 4 massive, very perfect ripe avocados. And for all of that produce, I paid under $7. Just let that sink in for a second. Yes, for all that produce, I paid under $7. So for water, I use these big things of water. Yes, I know it's in plastic. It's not great that it's in plastic, but so that big thing of water delivered to my room for less than $1, I think, something like that. I don't even drink. I have a cup of coffee in the morning and I don't drink anything else but water. If I'm out at a restaurant or something, I might get a fresh juice, but pretty much water is all I drink abroad. In the United States, I think you can get a 2 liter of Coke for cheaper than you can get water. Yeah, I'm not positive. I'm not even going to make any speculations what it's about in the United States, why we can't really get things that are good for us, and I don't know. So I've already talked about healthcare. I'll just touch on the fact again that I needed a physical. I've needed 2 physicals while I've been overseas, and I paid $100-ish in Thailand for a physical that required an AIDS test, an EKG, wow, all kinds of testing, $100. Where in the United States, I paid $2,500 for that. And just recently, I had food poisoning in Jakarta, Indonesia, and got 2 bags of fluid, antibiotics. I was in the hospital for about 6 to 8 hours, and it cost me about $150 in northern Kurdish Iraq. I also needed a physical, which ended up costing me like $25. So even in the more expensive places, there are some more expensive places overseas. Dubai is quite expensive. Dubai in the UAE, Kuwait, Oman, all of these places, still relatively speaking, for living overseas, especially in Asia, all of these places are relatively expensive. However, if you are contracted there, or if you're teaching there, or if you're a nurse there, they're going to provide your accommodation for you. Your phone is really only going to run you like $20 a month, $30 a month for unlimited everything. And then you can still get fresh fruits and vegetables from a local market for way, way cheaper. Now, if you decide to go to the grocery store and get a whole bunch of imported stuff, of course, it's going to cost you out the yin yang. But if you decide to go with a local local fruit and veg person, you're going to pay next to nothing, pennies on the dollar compared to what you would in the United States. So just putting that out there, I think that a lot of people who haven't traveled aren't really aware of these things. I'm really much better equipped to take care of myself physically overseas. And every time I go back to the United States, I gain like 10 or 15 pounds because it's cheaper for me to eat crap than it is for me to eat healthy. So, so I just thought I'd put that out there. Just giving you some information about how much easier it is to stay healthy. For those of you that are vegan and vegetarian, definitely much easier to stay healthy abroad. Lots of Indians, which are the original vegetarians, right? So if you're thinking about your health, if you're thinking about getting and staying healthy, definitely overseas makes it much easier, as long as you're looking at like places like Asia, the Middle East, South America, and Mexico. Europe and Australia, maybe not so easy. So anyways, just giving you that little tidbit today, and I will see you next time. Until then, wishing you love, light, joy, and peace. If you like this, hit that subscribe button down there. Give me a thumbs up, and please share this video with your friends. All right, next time.